Hey, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a Dow Jones Industrial recap video. I like to do this every so often just to kind of get a feel of what the market is doing. I feel like the 30 names in the Dow Jones Industrial can give me a decent feel for that, right? So, and it's a good time after today to see what is what's going on. So this video shouldn't be too long, but before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security, and I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. If you don't follow me on X, make sure you follow me at Alpha Charts 365. Posting stuff on there all the time. It's mostly market stuff. Sometimes it's just fun stuff because we all have personalities and I like to have fun. So, but it's always a good follow. So check me out there. If you like my content, I run a subscriber group. I've gotten great feedback from my subscribers. It's been, really fun to do with them. We've done a great job in getting long the market in at the beginning of June. We scaled out July. We are we are playing now slightly short, mostly cash, and things have been good, right? So I'm pretty happy about that. We've done real well for subscribers. As far as what content do I provide, it's an educational service. And again, the most important thing is figuring out, are we on the right side of the market? Once we can figure that out, we can figure out our risk, and everything else will flow from there. And that's the way that my process is, and that's what I share with my subscribers. It's built for everyone, especially the people that work full time. And if you work full time, I'm doing a ton of work, and this is $10 a month, and it buys you time. And really, for $10 a month is the best deal out there. Multiple videos throughout the week, midweek video. I do market notes on Sunday and Thursdays, again, keeping everybody engaged. So in about 5 or 10 minutes, you know exactly what's going on in the market. I go heavier video on the weekend. If you want it, it's there for you. Some people don't want it. They just want the focus list video, which is a separate video that I provide, which gives just 10 minutes of my best of the best ideas. Some people just want to read the market note. That's fine. I give that for you twice a week, right? So I'm engaging with my subscribers in multiple different ways to fit their lifestyle, right? That's the most important. Anyway, so here's basically the minimum that I produce. I do more than this throughout the week. Chart requests and everything else. I never tell you to buy or sell. That's on you. And but I do have good dialogue, and again, chart requests and things of that nature. My goal again is to maximize profits and minimizing risks on the swing trading time frame. So your time is valuable. This is a way for you to save a whole bunch of time for just a very little bit of money. All right. So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button right there. I appreciate it. And thank you. Let's get into this video. Dow Jones Industrial, 30 names plus the index itself. Here's the index. You see, we failed to even get back up to the prior highs right here. That right there is a problem, right? As soon as we started rolling over here, this 356, 357 area is now very, very significant. We can just draw. By the way, I'm using Deep View right now. If you want more information about Deep View, go to deepview.com. Great new charting software with the screening capabilities are just immense, as well as the data function. So if you want to check it out, deepview.com. All right. But yeah, so we got into this area. So now this 356, 357 is extremely important at the index level, right? This is an after fact up here, right? It's got to get through this area first. So let's go through each name and see how they look. So here's Apple. Apple, again, this is a whoopsie. False breakout, came down, retested, failed, and rolled over today with a 50-day starting turn lower. That's not good for the largest company in America. Maybe, I think in the world, actually, the largest company in the world. Amgen, right? Again, the nice thing about the Dow is that there is stuff from all over, right? So we went from technology to healthcare. Amgen, I mean, really strong off the bottom here, and then now is kind of rolling over. This looks like a mess. This looks like a mess, right? Way off its highs up here, though. That's the important thing. Did make a higher high compared to here, but still a lower high compared to here. So again, looks messy. We'd have to probably get above this area or so for me to be even interested in there, and some sort of basey double bottom ish. You can see this is like going to be an important area as well, right? So now we're just kind of stuck, right? So not much to see there. American Express, again, large company, credit company, and I mean, just a choppy mess, right? There ain't nothing to see here. Underneath all of its moving averages turning lower. I mean, just looks ugly, right? Let's keep going. Boeing. And this is all I need to see, right? I don't need to do any kind of extreme technical analysis on this. I'm looking to see, hey, does this look healthy or does this look ugly? And if more looks ugly than healthy, it's telling me a lot of information, right? So this is Boeing. And again, try to break out of this level right over here. And it looked pretty good, gapped up. Everyone was excited, I'm sure, after earnings. And it now is closed the gap, or just about closed the gap. And it's underneath the 50-day, and everything's starting to turn out. And this looks like similar to what Apple had, right? A whoopsie. Like, oh, we got people excited at the end of July, and things just started turning lower from there. So a lot of people putting this thing about Caterpillar, and for good reason, right? This was beautiful here. From May to July, this was the good time in the market. This is when me and my subscribers got aggressively long the market, right? Beginning of June to the end of July. And Caterpillar would be a stock that we would, I wasn't involved in it, but this is the time to get involved in the stock, right? Now it's giving it all back. This is the time to exit and come back down. It looks better than most, right? Caterpillar, industrial looks better than most. Salesforce broke out of this area right here, kind of moved higher. Again, look at this. In the beginning of May, started to move higher, right? Middle of May, started to ramp up. And then July, started to give it all back living underneath the 50-day now. Living underneath the 50-day. I've said that now a few times in a very short period. Here's Cisco. Now, this is the strongest stock we've seen so far. I mean, it's coming into an area of supply right here. Right? So this is an area that, okay, we want to be selling into here. But overall, above all of its moving averages, and if this pullback is shallow, Cisco would be something that could be a leader in the next segment higher whenever that happens. But we'll just be watching it and seeing what happens. Now, if it rolls over completely, it's a different story. But right now, it looks the best. Chevron, big oil and gas company, choppy mess, no reason to be involved. Under the 200-day, really no reason to be involved. Disney. What is going on with Disney? I mean, this is a nasty looking top. I mean, if it breaks down from here, I mean, things get real bad for Disney. There's major problems in this company. And how do I know that? Well, the chart looks like crap. Next. Dow Chemical. Again, just a choppy mess. Like, who wants to be involved in this? Nobody. Goldman Sachs, big financial. Same thing for underneath all of its moving averages, moving lower. You got some, maybe is this some kind of trend-ish thing going on there, right? So there's your trend line. Oh, the white here. Against the black, it looks better. There's a beautiful trend line right there, breaking this trend line. And I mean, right now, there's no reason to be involved. Could be reason to short it if it breaks the trend line, right? But just ugly. Home Depot. So above the 50, which is rising, which is a beautiful thing. We do have this general area right there. You can see this pretty clearly. Maybe this is cup and handle. But let's be honest, in the backdrop of this market, I'm not sure that I want to be involved in this name, right? But yeah, double bottom, maybe a cup and handle, who knows? But it did lose its two moving averages, and we'll see what happens if it tests the 50, right? If it starts living below the 50, it's trouble. So there's really nothing to see here. Holding up better than most, and that's the positive, right? So Home Depot and Cisco so far. Honeywell. I mean, there's nothing going on here. IBM holding up better than most. Here we go. Kind of a choppy mess, though. Let's be honest. But above the 50, and that's what I like, and above the short-term moving averages as well. So overall, choppy mess. It's got this area too right here. I mean, you could, as you zoom out, you kind of see it, right? Like you could see this area kind of, you can even pull it a little further here, right? This goes back to 2018. And this is either a big bottom or just a big choppy mess. Really, it looks more like a choppy mess. Intel. So semiconductors, with NVIDIA and AMD and everybody else, been doing really good. Intel, not so much. I'm not even sure why it's still in the Dow, to be honest, but it is. Underneath the 50-day, nothing to see. Johnson & Johnson, again, choppy mess, right? Just move on. JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks, financial institutions in the world. You have kind of this area right there. Could not make a high, right? Could not even challenge this high over here. Lower high. That's a problem. Living under the 50-day. That's a problem, right? That doesn't look good. Coca-Cola, right? Oh, but the dividend. Yeah, you want to be in this for the dividend? Good luck to you. Hasn't gone anywhere. So, hasn't gone anywhere, period. McDonald's, living under the 50-day, right? How many times have I said that already? I mean, I've stopped counting. Living under the 50-day, challenging the 200. If it breaks down from here, things get pretty nasty. 3M, again, under the 200, under the 50-day, nothing to see here. Merck, choppy, right? 50, 200. All the moving averages are literally within like $1 of each other, $2 of each other. A quick little breakdown here would be a problem. Again, in the backdrop of this market, who wants to be involved in this particular name at this point? There is a slight downtrend line that we could maybe put in here, right? And you say, okay, if it breaks a downtrend line, maybe that looks okay. But now we're just trying to find things, right? Sometimes don't try so hard. This is Microsoft. This was our canary in the coal mine, right? If you follow me on Twitter or X or whatever it's called now, I was talking about this when this was happening, right? Back towards the end of July. And this was one of the big reasons I said, uh-oh, things don't look good. When Microsoft could not hold its breakout, I got more neutral, right? I stopped being bullish and I got more neutral. And then other things, dominoes started falling into place. And then I became, and I started scaling out and taking profits, right? But this was a big reason. And so far, it's living under the 50-day. 50-day is now declining. Nasty bearish engulfing today. Yeah, doesn't look good, Microsoft. Nike looks horrible. Look at this. Absolutely horrible. I mean, that was like a waterfall decline in progress. Procter & Gamble. Sitting on the 50-day, again, hasn't really done anything in a very, very long time. It has not gotten to new highs yet. Travelers, it's an insurance company. Just looks terrible, right? Looks like it wants lower. I mean, there's nothing here that says, buy me. United Healthcare, gigantic insurance company, evil, giant insurance company. I mean, looks more like a top than a bottom. You kind of see this rounding top. Let's change that to white and thicken it up a little bit so we can see it nice. There we go. And yeah, you could kind of see how this is, something like that, right? Nice big rounding top, not looking good at this point at all. It hasn't done anything, in years. Gone basically sideways if you're a holder, buy and hold type of guy or girl. Visa, another thing that I was talking about back here in July is they couldn't even challenge the new highs in Visa. That's a bad thing, right? If we can't even get back up there, that's a significant lower high. Not good. Not good at all. Verizon, I mean, man, absolutely brutal. Verizon. Walgreens, one of the pharmacies out there. Pharmacy can't make money for their life. And this is showing it right in here. I would be shocked if they go out of business or somebody buys them. No me gusta. Not very good. And then there's Walmart. So a lot of people were talking about Walmart after earnings. And let's look at what happened here. By the way, this area has been important, for a long time. After earnings, things tried to move higher and couldn't. All the moving averages are now literally aligned, and prices living slightly below them at this point. There's your 200 here. So Walmart, potential false breakout here. We saw the last time that happened. This happened next. Not saying it's going to happen again, but it got up here, that happened. Got up here, that happened. Got up here, that happened, right? I mean, how many times we got to do this? Here, let's see what happens. So there you go. There's the Dow Jones Industrial, and then the Dow 30 right behind it. They look terrible, right? This is a rough time in the market. This just kind of, if you want proof, there's the charts, 30 charts. You get a feel of the market this way. It's just a time to maybe be in cash or look for some potentially shorts. If you're interested in my subscriber group, please click on Alpha Charts 365 and click on that subscribe button. Like I said, $10, less than a Chipotle meal, man. Once a month, right? One Chipotle meal a month. That's all this is. And again, the content I give is I think excellent especially for the price you're paying. So lots of value. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.